Have you ever felt like you're stuck in your job? You're not alone. A staggering 70% of employees report feeling unengaged at work, according to Gallup. That's a huge number. When we get to this point, it often leads to what's called a career plateau. This happens when you stop growing, learning, or moving up the ladder. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be this way. Understanding why you've hit this plateau is the first step to overcoming it. In this video, we'll explore the hidden reasons that may be holding you back, like staying too comfortable, clinging to old habits, and making networking mistakes. You'll also discover practical strategies to reignite your career. From learning how to pivot into a new role to constantly upgrading your skills, we'll cover it all. Ready to break free from that plateau? Let's dive in and unlock your true potential. Chapter 1: The Silent Saboteur: How Comfort Zones Are Killing Your Growth. We all love comfort. It feels safe, predictable, and stress-free. But staying in your comfort zone too long can quietly sabotage your career. Why? Growth doesn't happen in familiar places. A study by the University of Southern California found that employees who take on new challenges are 20% more likely to be promoted than those who stick to the same tasks. The key is to stretch yourself regularly. This doesn't mean you need to constantly take giant leaps. Start small. Volunteer for a new project, learn a new software tool, or even just offer to lead a meeting. These small changes build momentum. A great example of this is from Atomic Habits by James Clear. He explains that the power of tiny gains can compound over time. Small, 1% improvements lead to massive transformations when done consistently. So, the next time you're offered something unfamiliar at work, say yes. Your comfort zone is cozy, but it won't get you to your next promotion. Chapter 2: The Power of Unlearning: Are Old Habits Stunting Your Career? Sometimes, the things that got you where you are won't get you any further. A big part of moving forward is unlearning old habits or outdated skills. Think of how rapidly technology and industries change. For example, LinkedIn's 2023 Workforce Learning Report found that 89% of workers feel they need to continuously update their skills to stay relevant. So, how do you unlearn? First, identify what's no longer serving you. Maybe it's an old process, a way of communicating, or a reliance on outdated tools. Letting go is tough, but it's crucial. As futurist Alvin Toffler once said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Once you've identified those habits, replace them with something better. Focus on acquiring skills that will make you future-proof. For instance, upskilling in areas like AI, data analysis, or project management could be a game changer. Online courses, like those on Coursera or Udemy, offer flexible ways to update your knowledge without disrupting your schedule. It's about keeping yourself open to change and constantly reinventing your toolkit. Chapter 3: Hidden Roadblocks: The Subtle Ways You Undermine Your Own Success. You might be surprised to learn that some of the things holding you back are habits you're not even aware of. One common roadblock is not advocating for yourself. A 2022 McKinsey report showed that women, for example, are 20% less likely to ask for a promotion than men. But this issue affects everyone. If you're not talking about your achievements, people might not notice them. So, how do you fix this? Start by keeping a win journal. Every week, write down what you've accomplished. This makes it easier to bring up your contributions during performance reviews or casual chats with your boss. It also helps you notice patterns of success, which can boost your confidence. Another roadblock is avoiding risks. It's human nature to play it safe, but without risks, there's no reward. Harvard Business Review says that employees who take calculated risks are 23% more likely to be recognized as top performers. The trick is to start taking smart, measured risks. Don't jump into something blindly, but if you've been hesitating on launching a new idea or suggesting a change, now's the time. Finally, be mindful of how you use feedback. Some people take feedback too personally, while others dismiss it entirely. Both extremes can stall your growth. Instead, treat feedback like a map. It shows you where to go next. The more open you are to adjusting course based on feedback, the faster you'll get unstuck. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join us as we dive deeper into more strategies to supercharge your career. Chapter 4: The Networking Misstep: Why Building Connections the Wrong Way is Holding You Back. Networking is one of the most powerful tools for career growth, but it's easy to get it wrong. Too often, people focus on quantity over quality, collecting business cards like their trophies. But shallow connections won't help you advance. According to a study from Harvard Business School, over 65% of job opportunities come from weak ties acquaintances who aren't close friends, but who are well connected. The trick is to build genuine relationships. Instead of networking with the sole purpose of getting something, focus on offering value first. Ask yourself, how can I help this person? It could be sharing a helpful resource, offering a thoughtful introduction, or providing insight from your area of expertise. When you're generous, people remember. Give and Take author Adam Grant highlights the importance of being a giver. Givers tend to build stronger, more meaningful networks, and in the long run, this pays off. So, the next time you attend a networking event or even connect with someone online, think of how you can add value to their world before you ask for anything. It's also crucial to stay consistent. You can't just connect with someone once and forget about them. Follow up periodically, even if it's just a check-in. Authenticity and long-term relationships matter more than trying to impress everyone you meet. This approach turns weak ties into strong allies. Chapter 5, Mastering the Pivot, When to Change Direction Without Losing Momentum. Sometimes, a career plateau happens because you're on the wrong path. It's not uncommon, people often outgrow roles or industries. In fact, a 2023 survey by Microsoft found that 46% of employees plan to pivot into new career fields within the next 2 years. Pivoting can feel daunting, especially if you've invested years into one direction. But done right, it can lead to greater fulfillment and growth. The key is to pivot with intention. First, assess your skills. What are your transferable skills? For example, if you've been a project manager in one industry, you can likely manage projects in any field. Next, invest in learning what you don't know. Upskill in areas relevant to the new direction you want to take. This could be through online courses, certifications, or even finding a mentor in the new field. Take it one step at a time. The book Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans suggests prototyping your pivot before you fully commit. You could volunteer in the new area, take on a freelance project, or shadow someone in the role. This gives you a taste of what the new path will look like and helps you adjust without losing your momentum. Finally, embrace the mindset that pivots aren't failures, they're strategic moves. Many successful people, from Steve Jobs to Oprah Winfrey, made significant pivots that led them to their true calling. Remember, it's okay to change direction if it brings you closer to where you want to go. Chapter 6, The Upgrade Mindset, Constantly Reinvesting in Yourself to Stay Ahead. One of the most effective ways to avoid career stagnation is to constantly reinvest in yourself. This means never stopping your education. A report by the World Economic Forum found that by 2025, 50% of all employees will need reskilling due to the rapid changes in technology and industry demands. So, how do you keep yourself in a perpetual state of learning? First, make personal development a habit. This doesn't mean signing up for every course available, but it does mean dedicating time each week to skill building. You could read industry blogs, take online courses, or listen to podcasts from experts in your field. Continuous learning keeps you ahead of the curve. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy explains how small, daily improvements lead to massive long-term gains. The same applies to your career. If you're learning and improving consistently, even just a little, it'll pay off over time. Another strategy is to seek feedback actively. This could come from your boss, peers, or even team members. The more feedback you gather, the more opportunities you have to improve. Don't wait for annual reviews to learn how you're doing, ask for input regularly. Lastly, be open to mentorship. The best way to grow is to learn from someone who's already where you want to be. According to a survey by the American Society for Training and Development, 75% of executives said mentoring was critical to their success. So, find a mentor who can offer you guidance, help you see your blind spots, and give you actionable advice. In today's fast-paced world, reinvesting in yourself is non-negotiable. If you don't upgrade your skills, you risk falling behind. But if you stay curious, adaptable, and always open to learning, you'll keep yourself ahead of the pack. If you enjoyed these insights and want to keep growing in your career, hit that subscribe button. Join our community to receive more tips and strategies to elevate your career.